The Seminoles became from a college football playoff contender just to being one of the worst teams in college football, as we all know. Let's talk football. All right, what's going on, everybody? And welcome back to the All Around Sports Podcast, where everything here is sports. I'm your host, Antonio. Man, have the Seminoles looked bad recently. But today, we are talking about, as we all know, the Florida State Seminoles. Now, it's normally football season, and as I'm currently making this, I'm just a few hours away from watching my game, the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Patriots. But this recent news highlight came to my attention because Florida State went undefeated last year, won their division, won their conference, and then went to a bowl game, just missing out on the college football playoffs, and then just also ultimately got too scared to play against the Georgia Bulldogs because, come on, it's the Bulldogs. Which is a primary reason on why I think that their primary starters that are in the NFL now ended up sitting out. But then, they enter into the season as one of the top 10 preseason favorites. They win against Georgia Tech in Ireland and ultimately got smacked in the face by them. And then a week ago, they went against BC in their house, and they ultimately got beat by the Boston College Eagles and absolutely got stunned and flung out of Tallahassee. And then just yesterday, they got beat by Memphis 20-12, and Memphis, they just put a pounding on them. But Memphis, they're primarily known for the Memphis Grizzlies and John Morant. They ain't mainly known for football. But this is a big time concern, and I'm going to be going over all of this here in due time. But before we get started, if you guys do enjoy this video, and if you're new, please be sure to smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you're new. But for now, let's get into the discussion. So, the Seminoles. I've had respect for this program, but not today, because the fact is that everyone is not willing to admit is the Seminoles are trash.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
They are nothing. And Jordan Travis, their quarterback from last year, is now playing behind the great bad man in Aaron Rodgers in New York City, in the Big Apple, which I still think the Jets are fraudulent. But also, you had 11 starters that are currently in the NFL right now sit out. You had 11 starters that are currently in the NFL right now, including guys like Jared Verse, Brendan Fisk, and also along with guys like Jordan Travis, as I mentioned earlier, and their running back. I can't remember his name at this exact minute. But the Seminoles, this is a very big concern for their program because they are the ninth preseason top 10 team to have a 0-3 start. But this is a big concern because this isn't just about this season. It's about your program. You have been highlighted as one of the most greatest college football teams in college football history. You have had one of the most loyal fan bases in college football. And you just go out there and just start 0-3, getting pounded against teams like Georgia Tech that upset Miami, which I was very heated on that last year, on why the Miami Hurricanes didn't even run the dang ball. And on top of it, you lost to BC that barely wins any games, and Memphis That isn't even a big top 10 Power 5 conference team. They ain't even Power 5. And you've lost to 3 straight teams since your loss to Georgia, which they ultimately exposed who you were. Because Georgia, they're a whole nother animal. And I'm a Georgia Bulldogs fan. And I was ultimately shocked. I was expecting it to be more closer. But the Florida State Seminoles, they were talking all that trash about not being in the college football playoffs. They deserved it. Similar to the situation with UCF a few years ago. And they wanted to be in the playoffs. They feel like they ultimately got robbed. And I feel like this is what they deserve. Because the Seminoles, they have been a historic program. But this is what they deserve for what their fans said and what they're putting on the field. DJ, whatever his last name is, because I can't even pronounce his last name. That's probably the only good thing about Florida State right now. Then you also just got out there and just lost 2 straight conference games, and you still got to play Miami in a couple of weeks in October, which is only a few weeks away. You still got played, which they're currently in the top 10 right now. I'm going to be going over the Hurricanes later. But the Florida State Seminoles are one of the worst, if not arguably the worst team in college football right now. Now, other than, of course, teams like others. But this is a bad look for the Florida State Seminoles. And they better get their act together, or else their program might fall out of the Power 5. And they might have to become an independent franchise. They might have to go to an independent, like Notre Dame was, and still is. They might have to just transfer over to that because they can't appear to beat any ACC team this year. They can't seem to do it. But I'm just so on the Seminoles right now, as you can clearly tell. But this is a bad situation for the Seminoles, but hopefully it gets resolved in the near future. But let me know in the comments what you guys think down in the comment section below. What are your thoughts on the Florida State Seminoles 0-3 start? Let me know down in the comment section below. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'll catch you all in the next one. Ciao for now.